Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, May 1st, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Right off the top, I do want to invite you to the PivotBoss monthly market outlook next Monday, May 4th at 4 p.m. Central. You can go to pivotboss.ecofin.co to create a free username and account. If you already have one, you can jump into the PivotBoss community room there, and in that community room we will do a live session here which will consist of futures, stocks, options. I'll take requests, and we're also going to look at the April list of stocks that we talked about in the last monthly market outlook. So I'd love to see you. It is free for everyone to join, free to create an account. Go to pivotboss.ecofin.co to join. All right, let's take a look now at the ES here. Actually, this is GC. Let's bring up the ES right here. What you'll see with the ES right now is that it has pulled back in overnight and pre-market trading, but it has pulled back right to the PEMA trigger zone. For those of you that know, the 8-period average here, very important. And whenever price starts to trend higher like this, when it pulls back below the 8, it is an opportunity to bounce it back up. And ever since price went bid here, that's been the case. So we are inside that PEMA trigger zone right now, and if price can close back above the 8-period average today, that could provide another 1 to 5 days of strength ahead. A failure to get back above that zone could suggest a wider pullback, and again, that pullback could take us down as deep as 27.10. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. You'll see here the NQ is showing a very similar pullback to the ES, pulling right back to the PEMA trigger zone here, again below the 8-period average. Very, very important. And when price comes back below that zone and starts to push back above it, it is a signal that we could see another 1 to 5 days up. Very similar to when price came here. We got a bounce out of it, and we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days up before the next pullback here. So perhaps we see another pullback and bounce opportunity here. If we fail to hold this pullback zone here, call it 8,700, that opens up a retest of recent lows around 83.30. Right now on the intraday time frame, call it the 60-minute chart, price is holding a very decent rejection pattern here at these lows and off the previous week's close price. That could signal a push higher back toward 88.40, 88.50 here today. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now I'm looking at the July contract of crude oil right now. Many brokers are allowing trading on this contract, or perhaps even August, but June a bit more volatile. So looking at crude oil for July contract here, what you'll notice here just by looking at this chart is something straight out of my book, Secrets of a Pivot Boss, where you have the lower value relationships here of the monthly pivot range. And when it's trending lower, when a market is trending lower, when it fails to hold the higher value relationship as it did here, every time it bounces into it becomes a selling opportunity now in this bearish market. Every bounce is sold. And now we have our new lower value relationship for May. Price has hit the bottom of the pivot range and has already seen a bit of selling pressure. We may still see a little bit more strength into this zone, but then that could lead to another round of weakness up ahead. So right now, again, be careful and cautious with crude oil here. While we could see a little bit more of a bounce, overhead resistance suggests that we could see another round of new lows to at least take out those recent lows and see if there's a rejection that may occur there. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Now for gold futures here, we have pulled back below the 1704.30 key level that we've been discussing here. I mentioned yesterday if we fail to hold that level, it opens up a return back towards 1640 and perhaps even as low as 1575. But right now, the one level that is right there providing support is 1670. So if price can hold that 1670, we may see another near-term bounce back up towards 1750. A failure to hold that 1670 here will further open the door to that 1640 key level down below, with a shot to see a bounce back toward 1575. Now right now this market still remains bullish overall, but is in a perhaps digestive mode right now after the recent movement. It is just kind of holding up at these zones, but again, if it can't hold that 1670, it will open up the door to a bit lower auction back toward 1640, perhaps down a bit lower. All right, that is it for now. Please join me again next Monday, May 4th at 4 p.m. Central for the monthly market outlook. It's going to be a good one. All right, have a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care.